Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first session of the 3-webinar series on collaboration series, Future Ready Enterprises in the Digital First World. This session is brought to you by ET Edge and powered by Tata Communications and Cisco. Thank you for taking time out and being here today. This is Dimple Badra from ET Edge, welcoming you all to the session. We all know for a matter of fact that digital workplace will never be the same again. The global economies are still recovering from the pandemic, and evolving beyond is imminent threat. And with that, the move to cloud applications and unified communications fast becoming a standard for enterprises targeting businesses, continuity, global collaboration, and productivity. The future will see a change as people may or may not return to offices, leading to an evolution of the working models. Models that will require secure access to enterprise applications and collaboration tools, blending in both the in-office and off-premise environments. Today, we have with us Mr. Ravi Gautam, Regional Lead Solution Sales Specialist, Tata Communications, and Mr. Vaibhav Pant, Systems Engineering Manager, Sales Collab, Cisco. They will stress on the seamless collaboration across various UC platforms, leveraging the best in-class managed services for complex UC environments, and creating true omni-channel experience for customers in the session. The session will go on for an hour. Please feel free to ask any questions in between by typing in the chat or Q&A window below. We will take up the questions towards the end of the session. Without further ado, I would now invite Mr. Ravi to take it forward.
Thank you, Dimple, for setting the context and hello and organization. So as you can see, and we have all gone through this pandemic, and now the pandemic is almost over. And but what has taught us, what this pandemic has taught us, is the change in the digital workplace. Our future workplace, how it will look from office, or it is completely work from home, or it's a hybrid kind of environment. So we all, envisage, depending upon the industry segment that we are working with, how our future workplace looks like. So even if it is a work from home, work from office, or a hybrid kind of environment, what matters is a seamless collaboration. Are you able to collaborate? Are we able to do productive meetings? Are we able to do fruitful meetings? Are our meetings seamless? And that's what we're going to talk about in 3 and the third would be that will enrich your meeting experience. And who is in missions versus part solutions. So I would Vaibhav, you to take everybody in.
Thanks, Ravi. And I also want to welcome all of you who've taken the time out. And I'm going to make this session very interesting to you. So we've all seen the transition that is happening that Ravi referred to. And we've had a change in the way people are working. So that is definitely there. Now, I, for example, have been working from my home office for the past 1 year now, nearly. Because right from February itself, we've kind of started working from home and have started understanding what the nuances are. Now, Cisco already had a solution which enabled people to be agile, to be able to work from anywhere, and that was the WebEx platform. In the past few months, we've taken the experience to a completely whole new dimensions. Now, what is that dimension? So what we've done is we've embarked on a journey of seamless collaboration. Now, you all might be wondering, what is seamless collaboration? So usually what happens is that you should have a collaboration technology which should allow you to be able to communicate from anywhere, from any device, in any format that you want to, but still be able to be productive. Now, how do we achieve this? These are some things that I wanted to tell you about Cisco's vision and value. So our vision is to create a 10 times better experience. So it is just not an experience which is like 10 times better than the earlier technology, but we have taken that big objective of making experiences which are 10 times more better than in-person interactions. You might be wondering, is it possible or is it a jargon? I'll just come to that point in a minute. Plus, our value is going to be have a platform to have collaboration experiences which are inclusive. Now, I will allude to both of these in a minute. You know that collaboration technology is used in a lot of applications, correct? One example is courts and jails. You know that when under trials they are in prison, they have to be presented in front of a judge, and this has been there for the past 10 years. The ability to have a trial, the judge conversing with a under trial over video conferencing. You know what? In a real courtroom, the ability to have visual eye-to-eye contact depends upon the aesthetics or the setup of the courtroom. But using digital technology, which is video conferencing, telepresence technology, you've got a camera which can zoom out to the person. So both the under trial, the person who's in jail can see the judge quite clearly, can see all the lawyers quite clearly, which may not be possible in real life meetings. So this is what technology brings to the fore. So what is inclusiveness? All of you would have had, all of us have got a corporate experience. We've been working. Have you ever faced a situation where in meetings, a person comes up and takes a lot of time when he or she starts presenting and talking, and then you find that, "Arey, apne liye to kuch time bacha hi nahi hai." Now, why does that happen? That happens because maybe the person is passionate with a lot of content as well. But then there is a phrase in the agile world where there are stand-up meetings. Now, what is a stand-up meeting? You don't sit down, you stand up, you complete your meeting in 10-15 minutes. So these kind of concepts have got to be brought to the fore, and this is what we are going to do with our collaboration technology. We are going to make inclusive meetings possible. Now, talking about inclusive meetings, the meeting can be conducted at home, the way I am doing, for example, in the office, which many of you may be, because many of the offices are open, or maybe on the front line, or anywhere in between. Now, what is the meaning of a front line? We've had Webex technology deployed for site offices. Maybe there is a big project, there is a big bridge that is built in, there is a big under construction that is happening, and people want to communicate from the site itself to an expert who's at the back end. So this is where our technology comes to the fore and actually drives value. When the home office working started, we all faced a problem where we did not have a dedicated office space or workspace, isn't it? We had to make do with whatever tables, chairs, dining tables, sofas, and maybe accommodate ourselves half of a day at one place and the other half anywhere. Now, Cisco got into motion. We acquired a company called as Babel Labs, and from acquisition to the finished product, it just took us 2 months. That's the kind of agility that we're talking to. Now, what does this technology bring to the fore? Now, I, for one, I've got my kid, and he's the one of those active kind of a types. We've got Rushil. So I'll just get him for the demo. I've requested him to come for the demo. Now he's learning his mouth organ. He's not versatile at it, but he usually keeps on playing around and he kind of disturbs the meeting. So Rushil, why don't you play what have you learned? Just play. So he keeps on playing, and then this is kind of an irritating. But I have got technology now. So I have enabled the background noise removal. Rushil, if you can keep on playing. So are you able to hear the sound at the background? No, you will be able to hear me, and he is still playing and he goes on his work. So this is what the noise removal technology brings a real value to your meetings. I've got colleagues who have been, who have got construction work happening in and around their offices. Thanks, Rushil. Who have got construction work happening in and around their offices, who've got traffic noise, maybe the cooker's whistle going at odd hours. So those are the sound that dogs barking, children playing, cars backing up. These are the sound that the Babel noise removes just by a click of a button. And this is the most important aspect, that we are going to make collaboration seamless, inclusive. Another problem that we faced is that people have faced lots of problems when they join into meetings, especially when they spend a lot of time when they get into meetings and they're slouched over their laptops. It causes neck pain, back pain, and they face lots of physical problems as well. So is it possible for you to stand up and conduct your meetings? Is there a technology that will enable you to be heard properly, seen properly, even when you're standing? Is it possible for you to conduct immersive meetings? And we will see that in a while. So we've addressed all of them with our inclusive and collaborative platform. So let me show you a few things that we are doing. We've got the WebEx platform, which does calling, which means to say one-on-one calling or one-to-many calling. We can do messaging, and we've got a rich messaging platform and meetings the way we are connected into this conference. And there are lots of intelligence that are getting built into our solution. We've enabled the gesture technology. You would have all seen the emoji icon next to the disconnect button or the share button. Now these emojis help you to give feedback to the user. So if you're liking something, you can give a thumbs up, you can give a clap, and that is possible without unmuting yourself. In the next version of the WebEx meetings, we don't even have to click on any of these icons. You just do a thumbs up, and the artificial intelligence engine at the backend automatically recognizes it and puts the right icon on your video screen. So this is how intuitive it is going to be. And this can be done not only from your laptop, but also from your video conferencing devices. By the way, we are the only company who can get video conferencing devices into video meetings or WebEx meetings without any licenses, unlike some of what our competitors do. Now, translations. Many of our users, many of our Cisco users are big IT companies, maybe small IT companies as well, who have to interact with people outside India. The dialect, the language is sometimes a barrier. Now we are having this AI-driven transcription and translation technology, which will enable you to speak in one language and you will get the captions or the transcripts in another language. This is really going to be driving the experience to the next level. What we have today, so by the way, this feature is going to come, the translation from one language to the other. But what we have today is that I can be talking in English and we can get live transcripts on the fly in that instant appearing on the screen. We can also, instead of taking down notes using pen, paper, or maybe using any tools, you can just use the word OK WebEx. That's a keyword, like we've got Siri and Alexa for Amazon and Apple. We've got a word OK WebEx, and then you say make a note, and those highlights can be captured. So at the end of the meeting, the minutes of meeting are readily available for you. The action items are readily available for you. So the next meeting that you do, you refer to the action items and just tick upon it. So this is really going to be the this is going to be the productivity driver. We've also going to launch the immersive experience. Usually now what you see me is a small icon or a small video frame, and you see the presentation on a big screen. But look at the presentation photograph that we've got over here. What we call it as the weatherman's layout. This will enable you to have more meaningful experiences as well as eye-to-eye contact, and you will be able to be explaining your content in a more immersive way. So what we call it as a immersive sharing. So this will be available via just a software upgrade on our WebEx platform. It is already available on our devices, which is the WebEx Desk Pro and the WebEx Desk Plus devices. So we've got this capability inside our video conferencing devices, but we will have the capability in our software as well. Now, on the layouts front, we are going to have lots of changes. So every person will have the ability to change the layouts. Every person will be able to fix the layout depending upon his or her preferences. Usually it is seen that when there is a review meeting going on, you always want to see what's what's the expression of your boss. So irrespective of the person who's answering the question, you may want to see your boss's expression or what's going on his or her mind at that point of time. So now you can do that. You can customize your own layout. You don't have to depend upon the host or someone centrally to see or to control what you're going to see. On the events center, all of you are aware that we've got this event center. Let me stop sharing. The event center is a platform which enables you to conduct a webinar like the one we are having. You're aware of this, isn't it? So we can have 1,000 people joining into a webinar, and then we can have panelists. So the panelists get a separate rights, such as they can talk, but then the attendees, they cannot talk. You can promote an attendee to a panelist. So these are all the capabilities of an event center, a module inside WebEx, which enables you to conduct webinar. It is grounds up developed for conducting webinars. Now we have lots of enhancement as on the event center also. We are going to have the capability to broadcast this in live mode to 25,000 people. You no longer have to go to a YouTube or maybe a Facebook or put in some dedicated streaming servers. You can have the capability to have the event center or the webinar capability in our WebEx platform for up to 25,000 people. But that's not it. We are going to have this capability for in the near future for 100,000 people. So this is going to be a real killer, because now you have the ability to reach to a large number of people. Imagine the amount of trainings that are there. One of our customers is Maruti Udyog, Mahindra and Mahindra. They do a lot of trainings for their dealers, for their outlets, for their agents. Now it is possible for you to reach out all of them, conduct such trainings and reach out to all of them in just one shot, because we are able to reach out to a capability of 25,000 or 100,000. Maybe we can see in the future football matches, cricket matches also being streamed. So yeah, we've seen that happening in the IBL and in the football leagues as well, that we've had innovative ways of getting interactivity done in a live match or such. So this is going to happen quite soon. So this is on the enhancement on the WebEx platform that we are doing. We've got a big portfolio of our telepresence devices as well. I'll just come to that in a moment. So let me go back to my slide. The event center is one thing. We've also seen that in order to maintain engagement, people do conduct lots of games, isn't it? How many of you have played Kahoot? I'm sure many of you have played this game Kahoot and other variants of such online games, so that while conversing, while attending a webinar, maybe while attending a meeting, you take interactions from the people as well. So what we have done is we've announced the acquisition of a company called as Slido. What will that enable is we can conduct live polls, quizzes, we can do analytics on what's been spoken, or we can decide the next question basis the first question or the answers to the first question. And once we've got those answers, the next line of action can be determined. So the presenter might know whether to cover one topic in detail or whether to skip a topic. So this is really going to be a good tool for our users to be more interactive and to have more meaningful meetings. We are also launching the new hardware. Now this is something called as a desk camera. The desk camera is a web camera. It connects onto the laptop, but the most important part is that it can be managed centrally. So if you roll out, say, hundreds of desk camera to your users, All of them can be managed by the IT person from a single pane, which is called as a control hub, the WebEx control hub. At centralized, you can know the software updates, you can know how many are in use, how many are in a call, etc. It's got the highest resolution. We've got a 4K resolution with the highest field of view, 81 degrees field of view, which is good for a web camera. Then we've launched something. Now this is a totally new concept. It's called as a desk hub. It's a device on which you can, it's got a 6-inch screen. It's got a docking station for your iPhone or your Android phone. It's got a docking station for your headset as well. And you can see your WebEx meeting pop up, and you can use the speakerphone microphone of the device itself. So you don't have to keep your phone busy or your laptop busy. The third device is the Cisco WebEx Desk. It's a smaller version of the Desk Pro device, and it allows you to have more immersive meetings when you join into WebEx, or maybe even non-WebEx meetings. It's got the capability of something what we call as the USB pass-through. So it's going to be shipped out in a few months, and I'm sure it's going to be a huge favorite with all the people who are power users, who are into meetings for a long point of time. It's got an interactive touchscreen, 4K ultra high definition screen with a stylus, and you can do whiteboarding as well. This is something which a lot of people are missing when they're working from home, because the laptop is not good in terms of doing whiteboards. So summarizing, I mentioned about the new capabilities of WebEx, the ability to have different types of devices, the ability to have different modes of communication, like the stand-up mode. We've got few modes as well, called as quick sync, roundtable, brainstorm. These are different variants of how you conduct a meeting as well. So this is going to be a really good way of how your meetings are conducted. Now, I wanted to show these things to you. So I've joined into this call by my colleague Anant. Hey Anant, you there? So I have I've got Anant, who joins us from a Desk Pro kind of a device, and we would like to see what are these capabilities, some of the capabilities that I have talked about. Hey Anant, you there?
Hello.
Hi. Hey, where have you joined us from?
So I have joined from a Desk Pro, as mentioned, and I have right now, you can see behind me my dad is sitting, and so you can identify that I joined from a home.
Yes, you are joined from your home, and but then how do you, because I've seen you in lots of professional meetings, how do you have that professional look, if I can say that?
Good way. Let me just show you how it is done. So yeah, there you go. This actually mesmerizes people, making sure that I am doing the work from home, but actually giving the atmosphere of being in office. So this is how I do it, by changing the virtual background.
Oh, this is really cool, Anand. Okay, so you're using the Desk Pro. We just saw the photograph of the Desk Pro, and so these are the magic that you do. I just click of a button, you are able to change your background. But then I was also talking about an inclusiveness that we are bringing. I referred to the ability to have stand-up meetings, or the ability to have ergonomically designed solution, which means to say we've had lots of people who face problems, neck pain, back pain, because they are slouching over their laptops. How do you overcome all these problems, Anand? Yeah, you're mute, Anand.
But now?
Yes, Anand. Yes, yes.
Are you,
yes.
Okay. So I was telling that this is a very important factor that you mentioned, because sitting at home, we normally tend to forget that we are sitting in one position, and we tend to feel that, okay, if we move away from the device, what if I move away and my something is being communicated? Do I miss it? Why not? So this device has a very good feature in the camera. Right now, if you see, I just stood from my chair and I'm just walking around. So I can actually walk around and do the work without even having any sort of, that consciousness. When you are actually walking, you tend to feel, okay, did I miss something? So this camera actually frames you Even if you stand and relax for a few minutes, or flex your leg muscles and stand still, and then even take a meeting like that in a normal way. This actually helps you when you're doing a long meeting goes on. So this is how I do it.
Correct. This is really good, and I think this is important for power users. They really need to take care of their health, and we should focus on what is good for your health and what is good to be able to be more productive. Talking about productivity, I refer to the capability to have immersive share, which is going to come in our WebEx platform. How do you do your immersive sharing?
All right, so let me show it with one thing. Give me a second. I'll just blur the background and show you what the magic is all about. There is this USB-C cable that comes with the device. All right.
Okay.
This USB-C cable is not only one USB-C cable. It does a job, that 3-in-1 job, wherein it can charge your laptop, and also you can do the immersive sharing. Like right now, I'll show it. Give me a second.
By the way,
All right.
if I just wanted to inform all our guests who have joined into this meeting. So if they have got any questions, you can put it in the chat window, you got in the Q&A window, and we will be very happy to answer them. Or maybe even if you want, we can try to showcase them as well live. I think that makes more sense instead of talking about it. So if you've got any questions, do put it over there, and we will be happy to take them and address them.
So right now, I have shared my actual laptop into this call. And I think, Vaibhav, you might have already seen the slide that I'm sharing right now. And I'll show the magic that you asked, right? So did you find anything that differed from the point that I shared and right now what I am? So you can see at the bottom I'm placed. I'll show you another thing. At the top, at the other corner, at the top. This is how I do the immersive sharing. So I can take my presentation as my virtual background and actually explain few things. What is this device about? What I'm actually, want to explain to the other participants. I can have an eye-to-eye contact, as well as I can even explain it without even, blinking my eye away from the contestant that is being, participants who have been seated at the other end. That's how I do it.
Really, I like this feature very much. The reason being, I don't have to lose eye-to-eye contact, and I still get the presentation that you are showing. This is really cool. Now, is it possible to have, so this is the Desk Pro over here, the one that has been shown in the photograph, correct?
Correct.
So is this all? I just see one screen over there. So we can actually take out the dual display, because one is your laptop and you can use the Desk Pro.
There you go. Can you see?
Yes. Oh, and the Desk Pro can be used in different kinds of applications as well. Maybe the healthcare, the one that the photograph talks about.
Yes.
Talking about whiteboarding, can you show us the whiteboarding feature as well, Anand? And how do we do the whiteboarding?
Sure. So that's a one good feature that I love, because in my day-to-day work I do this. Give me a second.
Okay. So
I hope the whiteboard has come in.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll show you.
The thing that I have heard from many people is that working from home, they are not able to do whiteboarding and explain things quite quickly. It can be ratios, it can be about trend lines, it can be about complex technical description.
So this is a stylus that comes with this Desk Pro. Okay. And you can, the good part about is, if your hands are very artistically made, you can use your hand as well, because it's a touch screen. But like me, who is not good in drawings or who doesn't know how to draw, you can use a stylus. I can write maybe welcome Times Group. All right. And you can see that whatever I'm typing right now, I'm writing. Yeah.
Can you do it over a PPT if there is some presentation that is there? Can we see
Why not? Why not?
The PPT?
Yes.
It's usually what we would want to do. So if I want to explain something in detail, and
Yep.
I think we lost Vaibhav.
All right, so what Vaibhav was talking about was actually annotating onto the presentation, right? So normal whiteboard is simple that you take a whiteboard, you can draw anything, but why not we give you one more step ahead, wherein you have certain documents that you want to discuss about, right? So let me go ahead and scribble something onto the presentation that I have shared. So right now, if you see, this is the camera that actually captured me when I was sitting. These are the buttons for your volume increase and decrease, as well as there is a mute button along with it. And let me just put it something else. Give me a second. Yep. Yep. So you can see this white color is actually the stylus. That's how this device simply looks like, and it is like, I would say it's a heaven for me, because I'm using it from past a month and a half, and I'm enjoying this device and lucky to be having this device at my house.
Good. Thanks a lot, Anand. Fine.
Thank you.
So we've all seen how the technology can be put to use and how meaningful it is. So it delivers on our experience or promise of having seamless collaboration. Now, what's important to know is that Cisco has got all these good technologies, and we've got lots of things to come in the future as well. How can you actually use them? How can you get them? And how can you implement them? So Ravi, if you can tell us about how Tata Communication helps our end users to actually get the maximum out of what is available in terms of Cisco technologies.
Yeah, sure. And it was really some of the cool stuff, and I think that's what enhanced the user experience. And if you are able to, you manage online, in an effective or seamless meeting, an intuitive meeting, I would call. This is what I really call the power is in the hands of user, and that's will be converted into a real product. Quickly take and we saw most of the cool stuff on the application side of it, and how it is something that I'll just share my screen. Just give me a second.
There are lots of complexities. So Ravi, you'll have to decode the complexity out of the journey roadmap that you're sharing. It is one thing wherein we have a technology, and it is another thing how it can be put to use. I may have the best of the cars, but if I don't know how to drive properly, I'm going to definitely mess it up.
Absolutely right. So it is. So we saw the application side of it, but to make the application work, there are a lot of other things, and so I'll talk about some of the prime or very important or key things which are very important. The network piece is very important. How do you manage this entire environment is something which is very important. But when you gonna deploy it in not at a single location but multiple locations, you find that yes, you might have invested in some legacy systems. So how does the people or the users who are sitting behind the system will interact? How the interoperability will take place. And when you go to multiple geos, there are certain laws of land. For example, India is very well governed by DOT and TRAI, and you might find those restrictions which may not be there in US or in other geos around the globe. So how do you manage this complexity? How it actually gonna deliver? So when you look at all of this, is a true collaboration, or the vision that we carry and the stuff that we talked about is the essence is in the implementation and getting abided by those laws of the land, the issues around that, around that. What is more important? One or a large enterprise or an enterprise needs a service provider who can seamlessly deliver this or act as a bridge between some of the cool stuff that we saw in terms of meeting, calling, and the devices, for a seamless collaboration. And the service provider that you're talking about, obviously it has a global reach, a carrier grade network, the managed services component, and the life cycle management. So that's a service provider who can act as a bridge, is what is required. And yes, Tata Communications and Cisco, we bring together this seamless experience for all our users, for all our customers. As you might have seen the workforce, the changing workforce, and with the recent DOT guidelines that also are there, and they have allowed that the user can work from anywhere. So yes, from anywhere, it means that how can you connect from anywhere? How can you connect anytime from any device is what we manage. And once you introduce the video devices, the telepresence devices, how do we manage these, the user experience when all of these devices is connected, and how they manage the lifecycle supports. So these are three very key important aspects of seamless collaboration, and Tata Communication is one partner and along with Cisco who brings this complete experience to you. So here is a little architecture diagram that we tried to make it as simple as possible, but yeah. So just quickly to explain, so like I talked about in a future workplace, you know, there are certain applications which reside on cloud, and there are certain applications which will be on the cloud, which will be on the on-premise. Now it's a kind of an hybrid environment. So you need, and when it is a globally deployment, a hybrid environment, you need the connectivity piece, you need the network piece to be seamlessly integrated with the cloud. So when I talk about the cloud-based applications, for example, WebEx Teams or Cisco WebEx, and when you talk about an on-prem applications, maybe you have a calling applications or you have a calling infrastructure which is sitting on-prem. Now both these infrastructure needs to talk to each other and should be managed to give you a seamless experience. And when it is a globally deployed architecture, it varies from geo to geo. So the network piece comes as part of the architecture. And when you talk about calling applications, you need a SIP provider which can give you a calling experience, which can give you a voice which is flowing, a PSTN connectivity which comes on to your calling applications, and which could be an inbound, outbound, a global outbound kind of a scenario. So all of this is what Tata Communications brings in. Tata Communication being a prime provider for data and voice network. And all of these voice networks, when we talk about a Cisco environment is connected to the Cisco POPs across the globes. And I will take you to these, to the architecture in the next slides, that globally how this entire infrastructure is deployed to give you a seamless experience. Yes, so this is what we talk about, the bridge to possible experience, which makes it real. And why it makes it real? Because of the carrier grade network that we have, this one single partner and the global reach. So I'll just take you through small slides which talks about these three things in detail. A global reach is what it matters, because you never know the user from where he is going to join. If he is joining from internet, where he is going to hook to the nearest internet node. But what's very important is that wherever Cisco has its POP, a WebEx POP located across the globe, Tata Communications is very well connected in the same data center to give you a seamless experience. And why we are connecting the same data center? Because a user gets hooked on to the nearest node and when he joins the call. So at the back end, this entire infrastructure is managed between Tata Communication and Cisco. So this gives you a very seamless meeting experience. Wherever Cisco POPs are there, WebEx POPs are there, Tata Communication is equally connected. But when it comes to calling infrastructure, so we provide you the SIP connectivity to the calling infrastructure, and by virtue of full PSTN replacement available in 27 countries, This means that, for example, if I just take an example of US, so in US, you don't need any separate SIP connectivity on your calling infrastructure based on Cisco. I can give you a SIP connectivity in US, and that can give you a full PSTN replacement, including 911 calling, emergency calling, and everything. So you don't need to contract anybody there in US. And that goes for almost 27 destinations. Most of the destinations we are covering in Europe region, US region, and APAC region. So entire your calling infrastructure is connected to one SIP trunking, one rate card globally. And we talked about the intelligent pairing across 11 countries that we have. And that is by virtue of the largest cable network that we have across the globe. The voice comes because we are #1 international voice player from the wholesale side of it. So when you contract, from a contracting perspective, it's very easy that you have got one SIP connectivity or one single rate card, whether you are operating in US, whether you're operating in UK, or you're operating in APAC, in India, and anywhere across the globe. So one single rate card is what matters. Right. So we just looked at global reach. What exactly I mean by carrier grade? Carrier grade network is, we can talk it in the 3 different components from voice perspective, and how we have optimized the network, both from a data perspective and voice perspective when it comes to Cisco applications. So from voice perspective, being the #1 wholesale voice provider, we have global numbers. We have connected across the globe with more than 1,600 carriers to give you a seamless voice experience, a voice quality from a network perspective. When we are connected to a Cisco pairing, so it is what we call it as ISO SD-WAN, so which is kind of a private connectivity it is like a predictable connectivity while you are accessing the same from the internet as well. And when it comes to a Cisco optimized, the intelligent pairing that we have, it is QoS enabled. And that is what you will feel the experience when you use this application over a network, which is a QoS enabled. So those tweakings at the backend networks when you're accessing these applications really matters when you are accessing this application from anywhere and not really from the office. All of this comes with a guaranteed SLA when it comes from a managed services. So, when it comes to it, yes, we are very well recognized by Cisco, and we have some accolades that I'll talk about in the next slide, how we are very well recognized by Cisco and the other authorities. And the customer base that we serve right now, and the numbers we'll talk about, we've got millions of users and 60 million minutes per month. And at the back end, there is a lot of complexity. And when we deliver these services, it eliminates all the complexity and gives you a very simplicity around these solutions. Right. And what really matters is you have seen the application, you implement the application. The success of this application really matters is how your user adopts these services. Are they making full use of the services? Are you getting the TCO? Are you getting the ROI that was promised during the time of sale? So that is one aspect which normally, they neglect. But we know that, yes, the user adoption is one of the key aspects to make these applications, acceptable to users. And that's where we come up with a user adoption measurement. So it's an adoption program. And these adoption program we sign along with you. We take your success parameters, your adoption parameters, and we take it as our key drivers. And then we drive these applications along on those success parameters in your environment along with you. And the adoption program works, it's not a 3 months, it's not a 6 months, it's a continuous program depending upon when we achieve those parameters. And when we achieve those parameters, it's a continuous program till the life cycle management, till the customer life cycle of that particular solution. So that is very important, and we have seen the edges. It also talks about new parameters or new features which are launched during this period. So all of these new features, how you implement, how you communicate it to users, what are the modes, is there any training requirement? So all of this is taken care in the user adoption program. So this is one of the program which is very successful, and customers find it very, very effective when it comes to deliver those experiences in the user environment. Yeah, so this is what I would say. Yes, two large players, Tata Communication and Cisco, they bring you the seamless experience when it comes to a true collaboration, either when you talk about WebEx meetings, when you talk about WebEx calling, and when you talk about WebEx devices. And this is some of the accolades that I was referring to in my previous slides, which you can see here. So one of the 5 Cisco partners that enable the full Cisco Gold standard UC experience globally is what Tata Communication is. Global Certified Master Partner for WAN, TPaaS, WebEx, CCaaS, Contact Center as a Service, and UC as a Service. And we are Cisco Partner of the Year for 4th year in a row. And that is the experience that we carry in the market. From a Gartner perspective, we are 6 times leader in Magic Gartner Quadrant, and we are Enterprise Telecom Service Provider of the Year, Large Enterprise Segment, and Unified Communications Service Provider of the Year 2019, Frost & Sullivan. You know, in a nutshell, what it brings to you is simple. We make meeting productive, we make meeting effective, and this is all we do in a very simplistic manner. Can reduce and bring a simplistic environment to your users so that they can perform well and they can have an enterprise can have a more productive and fruitful environment. So this is all I wanted to talk about it. Just give me it.
Okay, so now.
I think, yeah, you might have received certain questions on chat. Maybe we can take them up.
So yes, if the participants have any questions, please post them on the chat window or the Q&A window on the right-hand side. In the meanwhile, we have 2 questions. So with a large part of our employees working from home, security has been a major concern. How is Tata Communications ensuring that your Cisco WebEx collaboration services are safe?
Right. And security is one of the key aspects, and you know, when it comes to attending a meeting, and you might have seen certain news when way back in April and March, and you know, people were talking about the data being compromised in a collaborative environment is what we saw. So what from an application where it is sitting in the cloud, it's very important that what are the security standards that the application follows. What are the security parameters? So when I talked about there are various nodes across the globe, and when I talk about a node, there are certain security parameters within that particular geography that we follow when it comes to a residing an application. And when a connectivity from a Tata Communication, and we have given the connectivity to many enterprises, and when they access the application over that enterprises, we ensure that what exactly they are accessing with this network. Are they accessing their own cloud? Are they accessing the mother data? Or they are accessing an application, a collaborative application? So one security layer itself covers, and I'm sure Vaibhav will talk about it, which comes by default inherent with the application. The other security layer that comes along with the network while you are accessing the application. The third security layer is where in the data center where the application resides, where some of your meeting recording resides, is what makes it a seamless experience or a very secured environment. So, Vaibhav, you want to add something on it from a data center?
Yes, Ravi, you've covered the important aspects of security. It is just not enough that your meeting is password protected. Some of the people have got these concepts about the meeting password protected, that means I'm secure. No, lots of things go into the backend. Whether the data center is owned by the company or whether it is outsourced, whether it is SOC compliant, whether it is adhering to the government rules and regulation or laws of the land. The backhaul, you've rightly referred, Ravi, the backhaul, how the traffic gets carried from the user's device right to the data center. All these are important, and it should not come. So we've seen this. I'll give you an analogy, and this is for the benefit of everybody. What usually happens if I want to go and meet Ravi in his office in Tata Communication, I go at the entry, I first enter my name, etc. I get my mobile number. Usually they send an OTP to verify that the mobile number that is indeed me. They then call up Ravi, ask Ravi that there is a person to meet you. They confirm that it is indeed he or indeed me whom he wants to meet. And then not just that, in some organization, I am not even allowed to go to his floor. Maybe there is a common area where there are conference room and I go and meet him over there. Now, these are usually important. Now, if you rate this entire experience from a security point of view, this is the best. This ensures that the security, both in terms of data, in terms of personnel, is maintained. Imagine another, so if we switch back, say 20 years back, if I had to meet Ravi, I just go to his floor, pull a chair next to him and then sit and maybe see what's happening on his computer. Now, this is the best user experience. I don't have to do anything. I just go, I don't have to make any entry, etc. Now, people fell in for this thing, especially with easiness. People mistook easiness and they missed the whole point about security. Many of the meetings were not even protected with passcodes, which have got to be at least 6 or 8 digits. Just 1, 2, 3 cannot be your password to enter into meetings, and that's how many meetings got explored. Forget about data privacy, about your email IDs, about your information, what you spoke during meetings being available for maybe misuse. So these are things that users have definitely got to look into.
Sure. Thanks, Vaibhav.
All right. There's another question. How can Tata Communication help us migrate to the cloud while retaining our existing investment?
And it's a very important question because normally when talk about a transformation, the transformation is not about, moving on to entirely a new infrastructure and dumping what you have. It's not a transformation. So transformation always, it's a process. And if you ask me, migration is one of the key aspects in the entire transformation, because you know where you want to reach, this is where you are. And how seamlessly you migrate from this environment to that environment without getting into parallel costs and without getting into, a bad user experience, maintaining the user experience and all. Critical aspect. So yes, we understand where you are, and obviously the users, and if it is a large environment, a globally distributed environment, so this migration is the key. Yes, so we understand this complete thing, and then we create a migration strategy, and that could be depending upon the users that you want to migrate. A power user you want to migrate first, or that could be based on the geography you want to migrate first. So all of these parameters are very, deeply discussed, and then a strategy is formed that this is an environment, and if there are certain connections or connectors that we need to make, because like if 20% of the users are still using the old system and 80% are migrated, how they are going to communicate between each other. So there has to be a communication channel established, even if some people are there on the old system and they're still not migrated. So that communication is very important. So we understand, and the assumptions, all of this is being drawn. The migration path is successful, is very deeply discussed along with customers. And then we create this strategy, and then we get into a deployment phase, and then we migrate. So during this entire phase, and we have done some very, very large migrations, and but we have not seen any disruption as such. And if there is any disruption, it is in the controlled environment, which is initially discussed along with customers, that what is this disruption looks like, what is the scale of that, what is the incentive. So we try to minimize all of these disruptions. So that's the approach we take normally, and that's a standard approach, standard operating approach for these complex transformational implementations, migrations, and then adoption. Hope I'm able to answer the question.
Thanks, Ravi. I think we are done with the questions here now. So now I would request the panelists to give their key takeaways with which the audience can leave this session.
Sure. I can go first. Seamless collaboration is important. How we get people engaged from different types of devices. The most important part is security and migration without disruption. Ravi, if I can use that term, I definitely like that aspect, and which is very, very important. So
thanks, Vaibhav. And from Tata Communications and in fact, just to give you a background, so Tata Communication and Cisco, we joined and we started this collaboration way back in 2007, 2008, and this is the journey that we carried together, and we all evolved, and we evolved along with you. We have grown along with you, and we have brought in the solutions which are market ready, which are future ready. The aspect that we bring to the table is that yes, normally when we look at the from a user perspective, we look at the application side of it. But what I would say is that you look at the layers which are below the application, the data center layer, the network layer, the voice layer, the managed services layer, and the support layer, when supporting these services. So on top of the application, which is a Cisco application that sits, and all of these layers is where Tata Communication has in-depth understanding about it, and managing it in a global environment, a global geo-distributed kind of environment. So when you combine this application with all these layers is what actually gives you a seamless collaboration, is what I would like you all to take away from this session. And whenever you discuss service providers, aspect of it, just to be 100% sure that yes, along with migration and other strategies, that yes, the journey will be productive for your end users when you take this journey. Thank you.
Thanks, Ravi. Thanks, Vaibhav. We now come to an end of this session, which has, of course, been very engaging and insightful. And I'm sure our participants would have gotten some rewarding insights today. For any feedback or query, you can write to me at dimple.bajwa@timesgroup.com. I thank all the participants and all the speakers for joining us today. Thank you again for joining this ET Unwired session powered by Tata Communications and Cisco.
Thank you.